like a professional to help me. Anyway, hey, what's up, Instagram? Okay, that's Instagram. That's Facebook and YouTube. Hello. Good to see you guys. Hope all is well. Just want to get right to it, frankly, because my battery's almost dead, so I got to get to it. What do you think is the best investment? You know what I mean? Like, what is the best investment that you can make in terms of getting a return? Okay. Now I'm talking money, like, let's just be real here, because money is spendable. So, what do you think is the best investment for you? Like, what do you think is the best investment? Do you think it's crypto? You think cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Pop? I met the guy who created Pop, which is cool. It's like a YouTube on the blockchain, kind of neat. Is it crypto? Is it just stocks, like good old blue chip? I mean, like an Apple or a Google. You think that has the best return on investment? Is it buying a house? Is that your best investment? Is that the best place you could put your money? Right? Because who even cares about investments? Why should you care about investments? Because if you start using your money, it can make you money, right? Maybe the best investment is your own business. Maybe it's education. Is it multi-unit family properties and real estate? Is it bonds? Is it options? Is it swaps? Is it forwards? So, it's interesting. I've got my master's degree in financial engineering. For those of you who follow me, at least on social media or whatever, I took, about $200. And I wish I had the screen capture. I should have thought of that before this show, but maybe I'll do it on a future show. But I took $200 and I got something crazy like a 270x return or something crazy like that. And I took that money, I put it in, and I blew it up to a certain level using options. I'll just tell you what I did. And then I put that into crypto, and then it blew up crazier. And then I pulled all that out and I put it into a business. So I don't know. For me, traditionally, given all my crazy experience and my formal education in financial engineering and economics and stuff, personally, I always felt that putting the money into a business that you understood well and knew how to market and sell whatever it is that you created, and you had good margins, I always felt that was the best investment for money. But I'm beginning to learn that may not be the case. The reason I'm asking the question is I want to get you guys' perspective. Maybe it's education. Maybe you dropped, I don't know, $2,000 on a certification and ended up making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars from what you earned with that certification, or the contacts or the clout you got with that cert. Curious, what do you guys think? What do you think is the best investment? Let me change it then. Let me change it, because I see all you people. I think I got about 4 or 5 people on the stream. What has been the best investment that you've ever made in terms of a return? Now, some people, like I said, I would imagine a lot of people would say probably education was a big one. Some people could be a house. I mean, I've bought and sold houses that I've lived in for the last 10 years, and that's been a source of a lot of capital. I've created businesses and sold businesses, and that's been a good source of capital. But I'm curious for you guys, like, what do you think is the best way for you to move from earned income, right, which is like you go in, earn it, to passive income, which is where the money comes rolling in and you're not having to work, right? So no comments. I'm gonna rank some things for you here, in my opinion. I think bank-oriented investments like CDs and savings accounts, those are probably the worst place to put your money. Absolutely. You are losing money because the interest they give you is not beating inflation, especially now. I mean, we're clocking inflation upwards of over 6%, I think, by some measures. So your 2% on the CD or whatever you're getting, you're actually losing 4% on that investment. So I rank CDs probably, I mean, with the exception of like just putting them in a, oh, wait. I got to post this. Sam Basco. I'm doing it with my gym. What, losing money? Is that what you're saying? I hope not. Yeah, so CDs are awful, dude. They're awful place to put your money. I would also say, well, maybe you find like a high yield bond. That's maybe a better place, but it's still relatively risky in my opinion. Bonds are very much, there's a lot of geopolitical things at play on bonds sometimes. So, I mean, if you study them, this is the one thing I will say. The best investment that you can make is usually where your expertise lies. So, for example, Sam Basco was saying his gym. Well, maybe if he's a good business person and he understands the gym market, that might very well be the very best place for you to put your money. But you could study. You can always learn. So, I think that there are some ways to take advantage of, say, the stock market. Let's see what Sam say. Passive income as explained by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, now, okay, yes. So Robert Kiyosaki is a very smart guy. If you haven't read Cash Flow Quadrant or, what else has he written? Well, Rich Dad, Poor Dad being the rich one. Actually, I mean, there was a Sharon Lecter. I think you guys should look her up a lot. She doesn't get enough credit for her contribution to the Rich Dad, Poor Dad universe. Brilliant woman. I've met her. My wife is pretty good friend. Well, decent friends with her. Just a brilliant woman, a real smart kind of, wealth guru and personal development guru. Sharon Lecter. Google her. Passive income, the way Kiyosaki does it, is pretty smart. I mean, especially with regards to real estate. So we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but I'll get to it because my battery's almost dead, so I got to be concise tonight. CDs, no good. Just putting it in your savings account, extra no good. Just keep it cash, like totally a loser deal. Now, there are different situations for different people, but it's gonna tend to be in an illiquid investment, which means when you put it in, you're kind of committed. It's hard to get it out. The reason is sometimes the illiquid investments have the best tax advantages, but you got to factor tax in because, like, your capital gains, you're going to pay. It depends on the investment, but let's just say you lose 40% on stocks and whatever on capital gains. If I can avoid that, I'm adding a 40% return. So, doing stocks and whatnot, like maybe investing in the S&P or whatever. If you do that inside of a tax advantage vehicle like a 401k or a Roth IRA, not a bad idea. It's okay. It will add up over time, but you're not going to get rich doing that. The Kiyosaki way, and this is also something that my mentor, Grant Cardone, how he made most of his wealth. In fact, I was on a training with him today talking about real estate. He's to the point where on his real estate, not Cardone Enterprises, but just his real estate portfolio alone, he's bringing in he had a milestone month, and now he's bringing in $1 million a month. $1 million a month, every month now. Okay. real estate has a lot of tax advantages. It's illiquid because once you put it into a property, like what he does is multifamily units, um, it's hard to get it out, but you're cash flowing. So, I look at something like real estate versus crypto, which seems to be what I hear a lot of people online buzzing about and whatnot. I mean, like I said, I made a lot of money with crypto, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I have respect for them in that regard, and I think it's kind of cool with the narrative and all this kind of stuff. But it's very speculative. We don't really know what's going on there. Like, I mean, we don't know who Satoshi Nakamura is, right? He's the pseudonym used to describe the creator of Bitcoin. Now, there was a trial in Florida that somehow basically legally figured out who is really, but I'm skeptical. I think it's a bunch of people, and I mean, we don't know who it is. Could be the KGB, could be the CIA. We don't know. Could be the federal banks, the Federal Reserve banks. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. So that's a huge risk. What if you find out? This is a thought experiment that Dan Pena, the $1 trillion man, Google him. He's smart dude, character, hardcore. But I saw a clip where he was talking, and he's like, man, I know who made Bitcoin. And when you find out, it's going to go to zero. And I was like, that is, I had not thought of that. That's an interesting angle. The problem with Bitcoin, as I see it, is that it's totally speculative. It's very new. It is obviously super crazy volatile. I mean, it just dropped off of, like 15 grand off of like a month ago. I mean, it's a really volatile asset, but it doesn't cash flow and you don't get tax advantages. So while you might make crazy appreciation, I know a couple people that have become millionaires because they bought Bitcoin when it was like $4,000 and they bought a bunch. But, there's a lot of tax implications when you actually cash out of that, right? Capital gains taxes and whatnot. So, and it doesn't cash flow. I know that you can do some staking, but it doesn't cash flow like real estate. And I mean, real estate since World War II the rents have constantly risen since World War II. So it's pretty stable for the most part. So anyway, hey, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you, man. You got to get to catch camp. I haven't seen you in freaking ages, bro. Ages. Love to see you, man. I'm gonna have the schedule out hopefully in the next week or two. So I'll post that up. I hope to see you, man. But very true. The narrative in crypto is to protect and yeah. So this is Kai. Increase your purchasing power. Yeah, I mean, I'm like skeptical on crypto. And I always have been. I think that there is yeah, come back, dude. Come on. I think that there is some reason to be skeptical. You could still like I just some doesn't add up. It's almost too good to be true. Catherine Austin Fitts has a real interesting argument that it actually is set up by the banks, the Federal Reserve banks. Let's see if I can't find the link. Cash flow is super important. Oh yeah, so okay, you're in Cardone Capital too. Did you do the non-accredited fund? I mean, I don't know if you're accredited investor has to be making over 250K a year and a half, or have $1 million net worth. Maybe it's 200K. I can't ever remember that, but yeah, that's an amazing deal. Get in on the Cardone Capital deal going on right now at Las Olas Walk. That's a great deal. That's a super cool deal. I even put my mom in it because it's just amazing for cash flow and capital appreciation and tax implications as well. But okay, so at the top of the heap, Las Olas Walk, yeah. So I'm in that too, dude. Good choice, man. You were in this? Were you in the virtual summit or were you there live? Because I was on the virtual summit. I went to the one in July live. I was at that one. It was amazing. But being this close to the holidays, I couldn't get away. So I would say of most of the vehicles, I'd say that probably real estate is your best bet. And again, Cardone has really convinced me of the family unit, the multi-unit family properties. I do see the appeal in that. No investment is foolproof. Yeah, virtual. Dude, you got to come to an event, man. DM me later. I'll get you tickets. I'm actually now partnered with Grant. I don't know I mean, I make a big stink about it, and I got my hat, my little tiny banner, and everything. So I'll hook you up, dude. DM me and let's figure it out. I'm going to GrowthCon too in spring. I mean, dude, I've gone to almost everything this year. So um, I would say the only thing maybe that outweighs real estate, again, has the potential, like a real potential, I think, is business development. That is getting into your own. Oh yes, Roger that. I got my cash flow hat on right now. Yeah, okay, dude. Message me. Let's get on the phone, okay? Or you can go into my links, and you could just go straight there and see which event you want to go to, get a ticket, and I'll meet you there, dude. Like, just click it and ticket. It's like my little link tree. I think it's towards the bottom. All the events. Anyway, I think maybe after it's like neck and neck for me. I'm still a little biased towards business development. I think that's probably maybe bias. I think objectively, real estate investing is better. 90% of all millionaires are created out of real estate. So, but you get like the right company, like a Google, a Tesla, you're going to blow away. Berkshire Hathaway, you're going to blow away a lot of real estate too. So I objectively would have to probably put real estate above everything else, but I think a strong second. The downside on most real estate, and I'm not talking real estate investment trusts that you can get in on, these REITs that you could get in on at I don't know where you do your trading, but if you are a Robinhood investor or whatever, the REITs are still subject to tax on capital gains, the same as stocks and indexes and stuff like that. So you actually have to get in on a deal where you're like an LLP or whatever. Like you're in a limited partnership with somebody, with a general partner as a limited partner, and then you get a lot of the tax benefits. But the other problem is people have a hard time coming up with the money, because you do need a big chunk of change to invest. It's the same thing in buying a house, right? I mean, shit, the housing market is so hot, and these are properties that don't cash flow. They're just where you live, but because you own it, you get to sell it and keep the capital gain, the gain on the property, right? So, my plan is this. This is what I advocate, and that is, if you don't have enough money for the down on these deals, you can go two routes as I see it, right? Quick routes. You hope one route is dependent upon like what kind of hustle and what kind of Rolodex you have, and you go around and you find investors that will either believe as you, or that you can sell them on this strategy for wealth, and you pull your money together, right? So you need 20% down on your typical real estate investment property. So let's say you want to buy, I don't know, like you just want to buy let's say it's a $2 million property. It's in Arkansas, and you get 20 units. I'm just totally making this up, but if you're gonna buy that, what did I say was a 2 million property, then you're gonna need half a million down, right? Or a little bit less, like 400,000 or something down. But it's a good deal. I mean, you don't get that kind of leverage on it. You can't do that with options. You can't do that with stock, where I put down 20% and control 100. So real estate's a good deal. It's a good deal, but the problem is it's hard to get into. So what you want to do, and I really am going to have to go because my battery's almost dead, is you have to get into business development. You have to understand how to create your own product. It's going to be very hard to do that like get in that kind of money for a down, working for somebody else. That's just the truth. Unless you're in a good sales job, right? If you have a good sales job, and that is in the realm of business development, and whatever, because your commission, there's no ceiling on what you make. You got to go and hustle, so you bear the same or similar, not exactly the same, but similar risk as the business owner. But you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars as a salesperson. So that's a very, very good skill to have. That's something I train people in, especially now as a certified and official licensee on the Grant Cardone curriculums. So sales is really good. And, again, making a business, you don't have a ceiling on your income, right? So those are places where you could take your earned income and then transfer it over into passive income in real estate. That's probably your best bet, in my opinion. Ultimately, though, if you got real estate here and you got business development, just a close second. Honestly, what trumps both of them is what you're doing right now, and that is personal development. Like listening to this dumb thing of me on the internet, just bullshitting, sharing with you my research. I guess it's not dumb. It might be to some people. Some people want to go watch. My kids watch other people play video games. I don't know. So those kind of people probably think this is dumb. I'm not going to say that's dumb, but I definitely don't do it. I think that's a waste of my time watching other people play video games or whatever. But my point is this, is that, educating yourself, investing in yourself to learn how to do these things, I think is probably the best, because that's the first step, right? Is you have to actually want to improve your lot in life and invest in it. The problem is everybody wants things for free. What's the old phrase? Everybody wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to die. It's a problem. If you want to make money, you're gonna have to spend money. I hate to break it to you, and you can't waste it. It's spending your money on college is pretty much a giant waste of your time and your money. That is not a good investment. College, not a good. If you get into an Ivy League school, maybe it is, but it ain't because of the curriculum. It's not what you learn there. It's because of the network. Okay. And you don't have to pay for that. Okay. Like you do for grad school. You don't have to waste your time. Sometimes you do got to pay for the network. You got to do whatever it takes to get into those big rooms, right? To get in there with billionaires and figure out like how they think and whatnot. So, to wrap it up, I'd say having your own business is probably third. Well, let's do it this way. It's second, and real estate on multi-unit family properties, I think, is probably first. But the prereq is personal development, is spending money on learning the ropes of both of those fields. That's, in my opinion, probably the quickest, dirtiest way. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. My phone is literally going to run out of batteries here. Always a pleasure. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hit me up at my DMs or comment on the post. I'm pretty active. I try to keep everybody engaged if I can. And I'll check you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll talk soon.